What if the king of pop never left the stage? Michael Jackson, dead at 50, or was he? June 25th, 2009, shocked the world. His heart stopped, his legacy froze in time. But what if it was all a lie? A master illusion from the greatest showman of all time? Whispers of sightings, cryptic clues, and a trail of secrets beg the question, did Michael Jackson fake his death? Buckle up, because we're diving into a mystery so wild, so twisted, it'll keep you guessing until the very end. June 25th, 2009, Los Angeles. The news hits like a thunderbolt. Michael Jackson, the king of pop, is dead. Found unresponsive in his Holmby Hills mansion. Cause: acute propofol intoxication. His personal physician, Dr. Conrad Murray, is later convicted of involuntary manslaughter. The world mourns. Fans collapse in grief. Twitter crashes. But something doesn't add up. Why were there no witnesses to his final moments? Why did Murray leave the scene? And why do some fans, calling themselves believers, insist Michael is still out there, hiding in plain sight? To answer that, we need to rewind and uncover the cracks in the official story. Michael Jackson wasn't just a star, he was a phenomenon. Thriller, the best-selling album of all time, moonwalks that defied gravity, a voice that shaped generations. But fame came at a cost. By 2009, he was 50, battling insomnia, chronic fatigue, and a storm of legal and financial woes. Child molestation allegations, though unproven, haunted him. His fortune, reportedly dwindling, with debts possibly reaching $400 million. He was preparing for This Is It, a 50-show comeback tour in London. The pressure was crushing. Could a man under such strain orchestrate the ultimate escape? Let's dig into the clues that suggest he did. First, the death itself. Dr. Conrad Murray claimed he found Michael not breathing, with a weak pulse, and tried CPR. Paramedics arrived at 12:21 p.m. By 2:26 p.m., Michael was pronounced dead at UCLA Medical Center. The coroner ruled it a homicide, citing propofol, a powerful anesthetic, and benzodiazepines in his system. But here's where it gets strange. Propofol is a hospital-grade drug, not something you casually keep at home. How did Michael get it? Why was Murray, a cardiologist, administering it without proper equipment or a nurse as required? And why did Murray's story shift in police interviews? These questions fuel the fire, but there's more we need to unravel before we get to the heart of the conspiracy. Enter the Believers, a community of fans who refuse to accept Michael's death. They point to bizarre details. A 2009 video, debunked by Snopes, allegedly shows Michael exiting a coroner's van after arriving at the hospital. Fake, sure, but it sparked a movement. Then there's Dave, a burn victim and friend of Michael's, who appeared on Larry King Live the day of Michael's funeral. Fans swore his voice and mannerisms were Michael in disguise. And what about Paris Jackson's 2016 Instagram selfie, showing a shadowy figure in her car? Believers claimed it was her father. Weak evidence? Maybe. But the sheer volume of these sightings keeps the theory alive. To understand why, we need to explore Michael's motives. Why would the king of pop fake his death? Let's break it down. Michael was drowning in debt. Investment banker David Dunn testified in 2017 that Michael was on the edge of bankruptcy. Faking his death could wipe the slate clean. No more creditors, no more lawsuits. Then there's the pressure of This Is It. 50 shows at 50 years old, with grueling rehearsals and a battered body. Friends like AJ Farshchian said Michael feared drugs and struggled with chronic pain. Could he have seen escape as his only way out? And what about his music catalog, worth billions? LaToya Jackson claimed Michael told her, "They're trying to murder me for my catalog." Was faking his death a way to protect it? The pieces are starting to fit, but we're not there yet. Believers point to cryptic clues Michael supposedly left. The posthumous album Michael, released in 2010, stirred controversy. Fans, including nephew Terrell Jackson, claimed 3 tracks, Breaking News, Monster, and Keep Your Head Up, weren't sung by Michael. podcast host Damian Shields, in Faking Michael, argues producers Eddie Cascio and James Port used an impersonator, Jason Malachi. Sony and Michael's estate denied this, but the doubt lingers. Some fans even claim the album cover hides the word "alive" on Michael's lips. Then there's the This Is It press conference in March 2009. Fans say the man announcing the tour didn't look or sound like Michael. A double, perhaps? These clues are tantalizing, but to get to the truth, we need to examine the logistics. Faking a death isn't easy, especially for someone as famous as Michael Jackson. You'd need money, a new identity, and a way to vanish without a trace. Here's where it gets wild. Pearl Jr., a documentary filmmaker, argues in Alive, is Michael Jackson really dead? That Michael could have used a waxwork or decoy body to fool paramedics. She claims the body in hospital photos looked too frail, like a cancer patient, not the king of pop. And the helicopter footage? She says the body looked like a surfboard. Far-fetched? Sure, but Michael had resources. He was a master of disguise, known for using prosthetics and aliases like John Burroughs. And with cash stashed away, despite his debts, he could have funded a new life. But there's a darker side to this we can't ignore. Some, like Paris Jackson, believe Michael was murdered. In 2017, she told Rolling Stone she was absolutely convinced it was a setup. LaToya echoed this, claiming Michael feared for his life over his music catalog. A note, reportedly written by Michael weeks before his death, read, "They are trying to murder me." Was he paranoid or onto something? The Jackson family sued AEG Live, the This Is It promoter, alleging they pressured Murray to get Michael off drugs to perform. The lawsuit failed, but suspicions remain. Could Michael have faked his death to escape a real threat? To answer that, we need to look at the logistics of pulling off such a stunt. Faking a death requires precision. You'd need a body double, forged documents, and a way to evade detection. Michael's wealth and connections could have made this possible. A border officer reportedly saw someone resembling Michael crossing into Mexico shortly after his death, though no one in Mexico confirmed this. Believers also point to inconsistencies in the death certificate, like the use of Joseph instead of Joe as his middle name. Small, but enough to raise eyebrows. And what about the closed coffin at his funeral? Was there even a body? These details are shaky, but they feed the narrative that Michael pulled off the greatest disappearing act in history. Let's play devil's advocate. The official story is solid. The coroner's report confirmed propofol and benzodiazepines in Michael's system. Murray was convicted. Paramedics, police, and hospital staff all corroborated the timeline. Faking a death would have required dozens of people, doctors, security, even family, to stay silent. And why would Michael abandon his 3 children? His daughter Paris, in her grief, has spoken openly about her loss. Would he put her through that? Plus, the sightings are easily debunked, lookalikes, hoaxes, or wishful thinking. Yet, the believers keep pushing. Why? Because Michael was larger than life, and for some, his death feels too ordinary. Michael's death, or disappearance, changed the world. Internet traffic surged, crashing Twitter and Google. Fans built memorials at Neverland Ranch and his childhood home in Gary, Indiana. MTV played his videos for weeks. If he faked it, he left behind a void that still felt. But he also left a legacy of mystery. His life was a performance. Could his death be his final act? The Believers believe he's out there, maybe in disguise, watching the world. And every new sighting reignites the debate. But to get to the truth, we need to ask, what was Michael capable of? Michael Jackson was no stranger to spectacle. He dangled his baby from a balcony. He transformed music videos into cinematic events. He was a genius at controlling his image. If anyone could stage a fake death, it's him. Believers argue he left clues to toy with us, hidden messages in lyrics, album art, even his children's social media. But here's the real question. Was this a desperate escape from fame, debt, and danger? Or just a fantasy spun by fans who can't let go? The answer lies in one final piece of the puzzle. Here's the truth, or as close as we'll get. Michael Jackson was under unbearable pressure. Debt, health issues, and a grueling tour loomed. He had the means, money, connections, and a flair for drama, to vanish. The inconsistencies in his death, Murray's odd behavior, the propofol mystery, the cryptic clues, suggest something more than a simple overdose. But the evidence for faking his death is thin. No concrete proof of a new identity. No confirmed sightings, just speculation and hope. Yet the lack of closure keeps the theory alive. Michael Jackson, dead or alive, remains the ultimate enigma. And maybe that's exactly what he wanted. So, what do you think? Did Michael Jackson fake his death, pulling off the greatest stunt in history? Or is this just the grief of fans refusing to let go? The King of Pop's story is a maze of truth and illusion. Share this video with someone who loves a good mystery. Comment below. Are you a believer, or do you think it's case closed? And stay tuned for more deep dives into the secrets of the stars. Because in Michael's world, nothing is ever what it seems.